I've always had a strong belief that there is a freedom in creation. When I began grad school back in September, I thought naively, I hoped, that my grad school program would push me to become a better thinker, and I've realized through this kind of period of disillusionment in the past few months that university cannot be the only space where I'm thinking, writing, feeling, creating. I need to carve that space out on my own. I've been creating a lot in university, and I don't feel free. I feel frustrated, trapped, and confused. I've been playing this game, this terrible game. I feel very guilty about it. I feel like I should report myself for cheating, honestly, even though I know I'm not. I've been setting a 1-hour timer for myself and giving myself those 60 minutes to write my papers in. Challenging myself to just write them as fast, as rote, as technical as possible, and I'm getting perfect grades and glowing feedback. And it's upsetting me because it's undermining this idea that there is freedom in creation. I don't feel free. So I woke up early this morning. It's a Saturday. I have the whole day to myself, no social nor school plans. And I wanted to just see how I could practice this idea of freedom through creation. Kind of like an experiment to have the most creative day possible and see what I take away from it. One of my favorite ways to be creative is through my fashion. Everyone practices creation through fashion, whether you embrace fashion or reject it. The way you do your hair, your makeup, what you wear. I thrifted this hat the other day. I actually drew it in one of my character sketches for a short story that I'm writing. One of the characters is wearing this exact hat, so I thought it was funny. I had to buy it. Now she and I can match. I also wanted to show you some of the other things I like to wear in the winter, because accessories do inspire me. So a couple scarves that I like, and then these kind of ridiculous lamb's wool long gloves. I love them. They're cable knit. They're very cool. I also try to read as much as I can when I have free time. A little bit in the morning. I hate to read before bed because it excites me too much. But I've been reading this collection of short stories written by women authors. A Wagner Matinee by Willa Cather. Oh, I like this. I like how she describes things. She says the matinee audience. A matinee is like afternoon show. So it's like a play during the afternoon. The nights of shows are a lot more formal and you have to dress up. A matinee is more casual. Usually matinee audiences are made up of like school children or friends, family of the actors, yeah. She says, the matinee audience was made up chiefly of women. One lost the contour of faces and figures, indeed any effective line whatever, and there was only the color of bodices past counting, the shimmer of fabric soft and firm, silky and sheer, red, mauve, pink, blue, lilac, purple, rose, yellow, cream, and white, all the colors that an impressionist finds in a sunset landscape, with here and there the dead shadow of a frock coat. My Aunt Georgina regarded them as though they had been so many daubs of the tube paint on a palette. I actually found this book in an office on campus and I stole it. It looked abandoned, but I promise I will return it after I finish it. But I loved it because it was just full of women authors and their short stories. I've been wanting to learn a little bit more about short story writing, and this was a great way. And then I wanted to give you guys a bit of a tour of my desk because this is a creative space for me. But if I'm being honest with you, I do hardly spend time at this desk. I think, sincerely, I am my most creative when I'm curled up in my bed or on the couch, but it's terrible for my posture, so I'm trying to stop that. The work I was determined to do at my desk today was to finish up my character sketches. I've left them sitting there for way too long, weeks, honestly. This is my first draft of the main character. I just drew it on the back of a post-it note. And I try to keep my desk space as clean as possible, so everything on my desk has a purpose. This is my camera. It was actually my grandfather's, and it takes really nice photos. I like it more than the iPhone. I have so many pens. I'm very serious about pens these days. This is my favorite pen at the moment. I'm going to put the name in the comments. I don't remember what it's called, but it writes nice and thick. I thought I would show you in my journal. I really love the way that it writes. It makes my thoughts flow better to my hand, I think. And then the other pen that I have on my desk is this fountain pen. It was a beautiful gift from my best friend. She bought this for me for Christmas last year. It's just brown and gold, and I love it so much. I also use these Pentel RSVP pens quite often. I read this article about Virginia Woolf a little while ago where she talked about her love for multicolored pens. She had this green pen that she really loved. She found it was inspiring to her because it let her write almost in a different tone. And the last thing that's on my desk is just the 2 books that I've been reading at the moment. I've been slowly working my way through them, really slowly, because you can see I violently dog-ear my book pages, and that's as far as I've gotten into the Kurt Vonnegut one. And the Susan Sontag book on photography I haven't gotten very far into either, but both of them are really good. And then under my chair is this mess. This is where you can see I'm very disorganized. This mess of articles that I've loved. And those 2 journals are just my university research. And then underneath in the gray one is the plans for a novel that I'm writing. So these character sketches are just the literal, physical descriptors transposed onto paper of my main characters in my short stories. The purpose of making them was to really solidify my ideas about what I want these characters to look like so I can keep them consistent and grounded and have this as kind of a reference point as I'm writing my short story. The physical description of these characters is really important to my short story, especially their fashion. I want their fashion to help tell the story of these characters a little bit. Salome, for instance, who's the main character, is seen wearing this really oversized red coat, which kind of clashes with the clothing that she's wearing underneath of it. And this is representative of Salome's desire to veil herself. She's wearing these kind of colorful tights, this pink turtleneck, which shows more of her kind of childishness and messiness that underscores a lot of her personality. And this red coat, which she's gifted in the story, becomes a representation of her desire to kind of put on this costume of sophistication, and this kind of transformation through the donning of this coat. And so I really wanted to demonstrate that through the clashing of these colors and the ill-fittingness of the coat, showing that she isn't wearing something that's made for her. She's kind of fitting herself into something. My plan is to publish the short story for free on my Substack when I finish it, hopefully within the next few weeks. Yeah, I wanted to give a little insight into my thought process behind what those girls are wearing, because it was very intentional to me. I decided to paint her tights a bright rainbow color because that felt fitting for her character. I'm excited for you guys to get to meet her, honestly. It was very emotional to bring her to life like this. She means a lot to me. Over the past few weeks, I've been really getting to know her, so it's cool. With my obsession with creative freedom, I've talked to people in my life about it, and I've kind of stumbled upon two consistent answers. Number one, everybody believes that there is freedom to be found through creation, but number two, everybody also believes that they aren't creative enough to actually access that freedom. A lot of people think of creation in this very traditional sense, painting, playing an instrument. What about creation in other forms? I've been making really intricate meals recently for lunch. It's been a way that I've been exploring my creative freedom because I'm at home mostly during the day, and so it gives me the chance to cook things that I wouldn't normally make for myself. I love French toast, and I don't know what it is. It's like, it probably just is because then I can eat a lot of maple syrup, which I love, but I've been eating this a lot recently, a lot. This is every third meal for me, and I just wanted to show you guys my recipe. Basically, I just soak bread in eggs and milk, and then I just take a little bit of butter and I just cook it in butter, and it's really good. I've also just cut up some apple slices into thinnish little slices, and I'm going to brown these a little bit with some cinnamon on them. This apple smells really good. I really do love to walk. I don't actually know if there's anything better than the feeling of just having finished a walk. I used to find myself, though, coming home with clenched fists and clenched jaw, and I realized that sometimes when I was walking, I was just standing there thinking about all the ways in which I could be living my life better, and I could make less mistakes, and I'd come home and I'd be all tensed up. So I've set some rules for myself when it comes to walking, as a kind of a creative practice, I guess. I'm allowed to bring only a notebook and music with me. I'm not allowed to go on my phone, and in the notebook I'm not allowed to write anything formally. I'm only allowed to sketch things or write down ideas or do writing exercises. It can't be any sort of formal creative process. I can't bring my novel outside and start writing that. The air was freezing. It was blowing in my face. I was so cold. It truly is November in Canada. On my walk, though, as I was wrapping up the filming of this video, I began to think about how throughout the day, I hadn't actually created anything. I'd lived this creative day. I was wondering, am I even a creative person? People in my life would certainly describe me that way. I definitely create things, but I don't actually know if I am creative. And I don't know if today was a creative day. I worked on the process of creating things, but I didn't actually walk away having made anything. I didn't post this YouTube video till days later, but yet I didn't feel guilty. When I finish my papers in university, I feel great guilt, even though I am technically making progress. Whereas in my personal life, with my creative projects, I've been putting some of these things off for so long, only working on bits and pieces of them at a time, but I don't feel that guilt. I feel a lot of satisfaction. And I realize that the answer I've been looking for when it comes to freedom through creation is that freedom isn't actually found in the act of creating something. It's found in the process of that creation, the everyday drive to do that thing, the practice rounds. I think where the freedom lies is in getting up and doing something, not with the goal of publishing or of putting that last period on the page or of hitting submit on Canvas, but instead doing it without a purpose. Anyways, just some thoughts. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Bye!